His Excellency Mr. Nikos Christodoulidis, President of the Republic of Cyprus, is on a state visit to India, May 20 to 23, which is his first visit to India in his capacity as the President of Cyprus. The visit of the President is taking place, a Cypriot President is taking place after a period of 9 years, as the last visit was in 2017. Okay. The Honorable President is accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Transport, Communications and Works, Deputy Minister to the President, Deputy Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy, Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, and an official delegation, as well as a 60-member strong business delegation. This visit is especially important as it is taking place during the presidency of the Council of European Union, which Cyprus now holds. Honorable President arrived in India on May 20 in Mumbai. He addressed the India-Cyprus Business Forum and a roundtable discussion with the CEOs of leading companies of both the countries. He participated in the inauguration of the Eurobank's representative office in Mumbai and also visited the National Stock Exchange. Cyprus announced the opening of a trade office in Mumbai. He also attended an event to announce the shooting of an Indian Bollywood movie in Cyprus. Honorable President paid homage to the victims of the terrorism at the memorial site of the 26/11 terrorist attack at the Taj Palace Hotel in Mumbai. A British Cypriot national was among those killed in the terrorist attack at that time. Cyprus has consistently supported India in the fight against cross-border terrorism. I will cover it in details a little later today. President arrived in New Delhi last evening. Our External Affairs Minister called on him today morning and had discussions on bilateral relations, strengthening engagement within the India-EU framework, and exchanged views on regional and global developments. The President will meet Honorable Rashtrapati in the evening today, who will also host a state banquet in his honor at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Honorable Prime Minister Modi and President of Cyprus held wide-ranging discussions in the meeting at Hyderabad House today. Discussions focused on enhancing cooperation in trade and investment, defense, maritime security, financial connectivity, technology and innovation, mobility, education, culture, and India-EU engagement. They also exchanged perspectives on regional and global issues of concern. Both leaders reiterated their commitment to combating terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including cross-border terrorism. This visit is an important milestone in India-Cyprus relations, as the two leaders have decided to elevate the bilateral relations to the level of strategic partnership. Following the talks, both sides exchanged various government-to-government MOUs and agreements signed during the visit. I would like to just touch upon the MOUs agreements signed. An MOU on establishing a joint working group on counterterrorism. An MOU in the field of diplomatic training between the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service and the Diplomatic Academy of Cyprus. An MOU on cooperation in the field of higher education and research. An MOU on cultural collaboration and cooperation. MOU on innovation and technology. This is signed between the Ministry of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy of the Republic of Cyprus and our MAITI Ministry. Technical arrangement for the establishment of official coordination and cooperation in search and rescue SAR matters. Again, an important MOU. I would also touch upon some of the important announcements that were made today. One, establishment of a cyber security dialogue. Establishment of a consular dialogue. roadmap for bilateral defense cooperation for the period 2026-2031. Cyprus joining the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative and co-chairing the pillar trade, connectivity, and maritime transport. Then, also celebrating India Cyprus Space Day in May 2026. Cypriot side announced the intention to open a Cyprus Trade Center. I have already covered that. A joint statement will also be issued, which will set out the directions for the future strategic partnership which we have entered into today. India and Cyprus share a very close and time-tested relationship. The two countries will mark 65 years of establishment of diplomatic relationship in 2027, which will be commemorated with various activities in both the countries. Our ties are anchored shared in shared democratic values, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and close cooperation in multilateral fora. Since Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi's historic visit to Cyprus in June last year, there has been a sustained momentum in our bilateral ties under the framework of the India-Cyprus Joint Action Plan 2025-2029 released during the visit. Foreign Minister of Cyprus visited India in October last year, and a parliamentary delegation led by the President of the Parliament of Cyprus visited India in November last year. Economic cooperation has been an important element of our relationship, which is reiterated in this visit, and with the target set for further enhancing our economic cooperation. Cyprus is the 9th largest source of FDI inflows to India and the second largest in EU after Netherlands, with a cumulative FDI inflow of around US dollars 16 billion during the last since 2000. Investment from Cyprus are in sectors such as services, computer software and hardware, automobile, manufacturing, cargo handling, construction, shipping, and pharma areas. Defense and maritime has emerged as a very important pillar in our engagement, which was reiterated today in the meetings. Bilateral Defense Cooperation Program 2026 was signed in Nicosia and provides a structured framework for furthering our defense partnership. There have been port calls by ships. The India-EU Defense and Security Partnership signed in January 26 also provides a wider framework for Indian defense companies to engage with EU-based partners. A roadmap for bilateral defense cooperation between the Ministries of Defense of the two countries for the period 2026-31 has been concluded, which I mentioned. Another important area of cooperation is in financial connectivity, which is gaining traction. The MOU between NSE, National Stock Exchange, and International Exchange at Gift City and the Cyprus Stock Exchange provides a framework for capital market cooperation. Recently, Cyprus-based financial services firm Ilinas Finance Public Company Limited has become the first overseas company to list its equity on the NSE International Exchange at Gift City. Technology, innovation, AI, and space are also important areas on which discussions were held today. Substantial collaborations exist, including on cyber resilience, capacity building, and secure digital ecosystems. And we will see progress in coming days. One of the important elements, the UPI, will be operational in Cyprus from next year, which is very important. Indian community in Cyprus is around 16,000, including 5,000 Indian students. And they are a very valuable bridge between the two countries. As I mentioned, we have decided to establish a consular dialogue between the two countries, which would help address the welfare of this community and also the students. Besides, we have agreed to work on a mobility partnership and a social security agreement in coming months, which would also be finalized. I think what I have left out was some of the MOU signed between the business to business MOUs, which are also very important. Let me touch upon the Institute of Chartered Accountants have signed an MOU with their counterpart organization in Cyprus, which is very important. Another important MOU business to business is the Society of Indian Defense Manufacturers Group Association in India with the Cyprus Defense and Space Industry Cluster in Cyprus, which is again very important. We are now seeing that the defense engagement is taking shape, including with the business partnership. Chamber of Commerce of Industry of Cyprus with the FICCI, the Invest Cyprus, again another MOU with the FICCI, another MOU with the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce and Industry with our CII, then IGC Business and Investment Council again with the FICCI.
India, Greece, Cyprus Business and Investment Council, IGC.
Yeah, India, Greece, Cyprus Business Investment Council, that is the IGC which I was referring to. A joint task force for cooperation in key sectors such as infrastructure, shipping, etc. are being also has been agreed to, which would meet very shortly. I think I leave it that, and we would be very happy to take questions. Thank you.
We'll start here with Siddhant.
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Vion. We saw both the leaders, Prime Minister Modi and Cyprus President, talking about the IMEC. What kind of conversations there was when it comes to IMEC, given the fact that Cyprus is seen as key element of the entire connectivity project?
Keshav.
Thank you, Secretary. Keshav Padmanabhan from The Print. I just wanted a little more information, if you can share, on the defense roadmap for the next 5 years, and on the larger agreement that was announced in Nicosia last year. What are sort of the aspects? The roadmap, is it only the roadmap, or is the roadmap but one of other areas? And what are the other areas that are under discussion? Thank you.
Neeraj.
सर, नीरज न्यूज़ 18 इंडिया से हमारा सवाल यह है कि काउंटर टेररिज्म को लेकर जो समझौते पर हस्ताक्षर हुआ है, उससे भारत की जो लड़ाई है आतंकवाद के खिलाफ, उसमें कितनी मदद मिलेगी?
नीरज.
सर नमस्कार, मैं नीरज दुबे, प्रभा साक्षी से. सर, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने संप्रभुता और क्षेत्रीय अखंडता पर जोर दिया. क्या यह बयान अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से तुर्की साइप्रस विवाद से जुड़ा संदेश माना जाए? और जैसा कि अभी पूछा गया एक प्रश्न आईमेक के बारे में, तो इसमें साइप्रस की संभावित भूमिका क्या रहेगी?
Avanyu.
Sir, Abhimanyu Sharma from CNBC TV 18. Sir, was EUDR and CBAM also discussed? Because the Cyprus president is also heading the European Council. So were these issues also discussed as part of the meeting, as part of India's concerns?
CBAM and?
EUDR.
EUDR is what?
So the EU deforestation regulation.
Okay. So we can take these questions and come back for more.
Thank you, Randir. Thank you very much. Let me